Welcome to CEFCU Stadium on the campus of San Jose State. Is the battle for the Valley tonight. Fresno State and San Jose State, as E.J. Warner and this Fresno Bulldog offense taking over for a rivalry that dates back to 1921. Of late, then controlled by the Bulldogs. And in this 88th meeting, the last time getting together as members of the Mountain West Conference. And after just a 16-yard punt, excellent field position for Fresno State, a team that likes to run the football, and a tackle there by Nafafunga.
Nafafunga, really good play on the inside. And you know, this is what we talk about with these two teams, the physicality and the toughness. When you talk to both of these staffs, the line of scrimmage is where it has to be won, and that's going to be the one thing, especially after that short punt by San Jose State.
Fresno State bowl eligible already. Speedy Luke, Rashawn Luke, gets 7 yards before Jalen Apollo Williams makes the tackle.
He's got a different gear. You see him just get in there and boom. Transfer from Arizona. I said we're going to see a lot of different running backs. He averages 6.8 yards per carry. Explosive young man.
E.J. Warner from the pistol. 40th career game for Warner. Final regular season game with the son of the Hall of Famer. Leading this Bulldog offense. It's a give to Donaldson, who has the first down. And Matt Entz, in year one of this Fresno State program, has had so much success at North Dakota State. 2 national championships. We look at our coaching profile, sponsored by KFC. It's finger-licking good. Yeah,
got the chance to call his games when he was at North Dakota State. You know what kind of guy he's going to have and the kind of physicality. Went to USC for a year, but now he's got a head coaching position at Fresno State.
And has the Bulldogs bowling in year one. It's Rashawn Luke. Nowhere to go. And coming up for the tackle, Jordan Pollard. Wow.
36 starts, reading recognition, come in the hole. And this is why you lead the team in tackles. Watch one here. I'm going to show up, and I'm going to go through you and not to you. Really good job by Jordan Pollard. You can see why they like him here. His ability to get to the hole and fly through it.
A senior that's seen the whole wave at San Jose State, coming off their best 5-year run in program history. Sean Luke, that time, makes the reception for a 6-yard gain.
They'll get him touches in a lot of different ways, and you can see as soon as he catches the ball, he's going to have guys on him. To make sure he doesn't run free.
Elijah Gilliam was the top running back at Fresno State a year ago. Is taking on a different role now. They'll really run 4 or 5 backs, and as Donaldson hobbled off the field a few plays ago, some of that depth will be tested. Now it's an empty backfield. Warner looked to his left. Now he'll run and takes a hit trying to get to the ground shy of the marker. Tanyela Latu.
Latu, Johnny on the spot there, but it puts them in field goal range so they can get some points. We had 2 3 and outs right away with both of these teams. Now you see Fresno State got in the scoring position, protected the football. Now they have a chance to get 3.
Bakersfield native Dylan Lynch, the kicker, this one from 34 yards. It's 13 for 18 on the season. And the kick is up, and it is through for Dylan Lynch. And a reminder for those of you watching on FS2, we're closing our FS2 window. Please switch over to FS1 for the remainder of tonight's game from San Jose. 3-0 Bulldogs. Stafford and the Rams battle the Panthers, or Justin Jefferson and the Vikings take on Sam Darnold and the Seahawks, or other regional action. Check local listings for the game in your area only on Fox. Good NFL slate tomorrow after what feels like Christmas Day in college football. Starts with the game. Ohio State winning at Michigan. Matt Entz, Ken Niumatalolo here for the nightcap tonight in the battle for the Valley. And San Jose State looks to get the ball back. Fresno State got the 3 points on the field goal after a 16-yard punt.
Yeah, it was
short field.
Yeah, you wouldn't win a punt, pass, and kick competition with that punt.
Special teams has been an issue really all season for San Jose State. And you could say that, too, about their defense as well, as their defensive coordinator, Derek Odom, got fired after a loss against Nevada. 55-10 the final there, and so did special teams coordinator Joe Palachik. But this is the offense Ken Niumatalolo has featured all year with San Jose State, a top 10 passing offense in the country this year for the second straight season. Most of that with Walker Egan, but he got hurt in their last game at San Diego State. So it's the freshman, Tama Amasone, trying to get it to Danny Scudero, zips it incomplete.
And when you have a young guy that has the ability like he does, you want to see what he can do in your last game. You know you're not going to a bowl game, but you want to do everything you can to get him involved in this offense.
Let's think about the passing attack for the Spartans coming into tonight. 970 attempts over the last 2 seasons. It's Steven Chavez Soto, the freshman, fights his way forward for an 8-yard gain.
He is slippery. Every time you watch him on tape and seeing him tonight, he just has that little quick burst. He'll be patient, hit the hole, and then they try to go tempo when they get some positive yards.
Chavez Soto, who began the year as the scout team running back. 4 weeks into the season, he was the scout team running back. But then they had some injuries, a player redshirt, and a series of events that led to Soto going from the scout team to getting a touchdown with his second career touch against New Mexico and a big win over the Lobos earlier this year as he runs it forward for a first down. And he's got 7 touchdowns now in 7 games, and this is his 8th.
Freshman out of Chino, California, Orange Lutheran.
Proud program at Orange Lutheran High School. That pass complete, able to get it to Jackson Kanan, the tight end.
And that's a really nice throw. Away from the defender, down low. Kanan can go down there and get it. They use him a lot. That's his 32nd catch on the year.
Just 1 reception last week, but he'd had 7 catches the previous 2 games. As an out route was jumped and nearly taken back by Jakari Embry, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, he has to be careful on those hash throws to the other side. Embry broke on that.
Was trying to get it to Leland Smith.
Yeah, when you get this, get it out quick. See how long he holds it? And that gives Embry or Hamilton on the other side a chance to come and pick you off. You'll learn from those. Embry
had a 45-yard pick 6 at Oregon State earlier this season, and he might have been thinking 6 on that last break. It's Scudero in the backfield, and a timeout is called by Fresno. So with the Bulldogs leading 3-0, Matt Entz trying to get a read with a little change of the offense. Tom Amasone trying to get the Spartans on the board. What we're playing for tonight. You see the Tech on the left side and the Agriculture on the right. San Jose State, Fresno State, a rivalry that will be departing the Mountain West. However, it's not completely going away as these 2 programs are set to meet up. Plenty more moving forward over the next several seasons. This is a big 3rd down and 7 for Tama Amasone, who's completed just 1 pass so far in this game. He's 1 for 5 for 3 yards. Looks to the left, trying to get it to Scudero, bounces up and into the hands of Fresno State, Simeon Harris. An interception, and the Bulldogs take over.
Scudero trying to come back and make that catch, but it was awful difficult. Ball gets tipped in the air, and that's usually when it becomes a penalty, a pick the other way. Being covered there in the area, can almost make that catch, but a really good job by Cameron Braca, the captain. Look at 22, gets his hand in there, knocks it up. Goes the other way. Harris with a nice INT.
Results in his 4th interception on the season. He had a massive game against Boise State a couple weeks ago as the kid goes to Jonathan Arsenault. Short game.
Talk about Fresno State wanting to run the football. They only have 18 yards, 2.6 yards per carry. This San Jose State defensive line is doing a really nice job, whether it's power, whether it's counter, no matter what it is. They just seem to be standing in there, and that's the one thing that they wanted to see from their team. They wanted to see this D-line play very well.
Donaldson behind Warner from the pistol. Fresno State getting a short field for a 2nd straight drive. The last drive was a 16-yard punt. This time an interception as Donaldson drags a couple defenders with him. He's going to be shy of the marker by about a yard, but 7-yard gain. Brings up 3rd and 1, but this a rivalry that's not going away. They'll play back here at San Jose State next year, then a couple in Fresno. And with the exception of a handful of years between now and 2034, this is an important rivalry. These schools separated by about 150 miles. Two cities that really couldn't be more different in Fresno and San Jose, but an important rivalry. A dive forward enough, a barrel roll by Pollard trying to get over the top, but it's a 1st down.
Hey, Jordan Pollard just has no regard for the body. 37 start. He's just like, hey, look, I'm laying it all on the line.
I mean, Pollard
watch
just
number
again.
1. Watch it. Yeah, senior night, he came out earlier. Watch number 1 in the middle of your screen. Would you do that, Trent?
Not a chance. I'm in pain just watching it right here. He's back out on the field. This is going to go to Donaldson. Another minimal gain. Still got a couple of yards here.
Yeah, this D-line is doing a really nice job of not letting explosive runs. They're going to substitute, which they like to do, almost like a hockey substitution. You're going to see a lot of different guys come off. Pola, 94 with a nice tackle on that play. Now you have some fresh guys to kind of help with this run game.
They've ran the ball 4 straight plays. Now a play action. Warner steps into the pocket, throw over the middle, incomplete. Was trying to get it to Luke.
They're getting Warner off his spot that time and didn't let him. At that point he was 3 of 3. But you're right, they're running the football. 10 rushes so far today. They're really committed to running the football. But now they're in a 3rd and long situation.
E.J. Warner does have 11 touchdowns on the year, but those 10 receptions have been glaring. 2 for 4 on 3rd down. Swing pass after the fake handoff. He got it over to Ezekiel Abbott right around the marker, and they'll mark him short. Actually, well short. Now 4th and 3 coming up.
But I think they knew they were going to, it looked like they wanted to play for 4th down, so they got some yards there to a guy who they think is just a phenomenal athlete in Abbott. And he showed you some of that. Now they come with the big package, jumbo, and they're going to really try to run this ball down the throat.
Bulldogs just 29% on 4th down this season, and a timeout called by San Jose State.
They had direct snap to Donaldson set up, really trying to fool him.
So Ken Niumatalolo calls a timeout, trying to slow down the Bulldogs. A beautiful but brisk November night in San Jose, where Fresno State has jumped out to a 3-0 lead, working on a short field. Matt Entz, decision time on 4th down and 3.
Yeah, I don't think they have any hesitation with going for it. They had a nice play design on the other one to get a short game, a gain to get them into this 4th and short.
Before the timeout, they had Donaldson out of the Wildcat. Warner now with two backs beside him, and Arsenault and Luke. It's a play action, flips it to Luke, who's got space in the first down, plenty more, past the 30 before he runs out of bounds.
Yeah, I really like that call by Josh Davis. You show Donaldson as a Wildcat guy, then you come back with a change of pace, and whenever you get the ball out to Luke, you know you have a chance. Really, the direction of the line, and then move him out of the pocket, Warner, and just get a nice, easy throw and catch for Luke to pick up the first down.
This is the 8th play of the drive for Fresno State. The give is to Luke, and the shifty, speedy Luke.
You know what, though, Trent?
Yeah.
He's impressive inside the tackles. You know, if you watch him enough, you see that he's not a little guy. I mean, he's 5'9", 180, but he runs with authority when he's running inside the tackles.
He was at St. John Bosco down in Southern California, one of the premier high school programs in the country. It was Speedy Luke and Jabari Bates, rather, for San Jose State. That was the backfield. Now, Bates got hurt earlier in the season, was done for the year. But that is an elite backfield. And meanwhile, getting brought down to the backfield is Jordan Pollard all over the field for San Jose State.
Pollard said, hey, look, I don't want to hear all this talk about Speedy. I'm going to make sure. Watch again, number one. Inside, look at him. Scrape off and come downhill and make the tackle. That's what you do as a good linebacker. Great play.
The senior from LA rising to the moment on his senior night. You're watching College Football After Dark on FS1. Coordinator for San Jose State, Boje Filimawatu, has asked his players to do one thing: play hard. Jordan Pollard has taken that to another level as the Spartan D is holding the Bulldog offense so far.
He also talked about how they simplified things on the defense to make it where guys can play fast, and you can see that every time we've called Jordan Pollard's name, it's because he's been able to just fly into the football and make plays for him.
Derek Odom, who was the DC here for 9 years, got replaced 2 weeks ago, and now here comes a third down. Warner drops back, looks to the left side, incomplete, and another third down stop for San Jose State. And you think about the Spartan defense, they've had short fields trying to hold Fresno State down. So far, just a field goal, and this will be another field goal try for Matt Entz on 4th and 6.
And you're keeping yourself in the game, giving your young quarterback a chance to get his sea legs. And, you know, with field goals, anything can happen.
This is a 41-yard attempt for Dylan Lynch. His career long is 43. Hit that against Oregon State earlier this year. That kick is up, and it is in. Just snuck it past that right upright. Fresno State up 6-zip early in the second quarter. Of course, it comes down to the final week in the Mountain West Conference. It's always something exciting here on the West Coast late night. What a win for New Mexico yesterday, a double overtime win when the Lobos beat San Diego State 23-17. And then Boise able to come back and win at Utah State 25-24. And right now, we're seeing UNLV rolling against Nevada. Could set up a 4-way tie at the top. He was having a good time in this rivalry weekend. Everyone bundled up.
Yeah, I mean, it is just so crazy every year. You look at the Mountain West Conference, and at the very end of the season, it's just chaos. You don't, and I think they love it that way.
And there could be a 4-way tie coming up. Should UNLV hang on? This one's going to be returned by Jakari Johnson, who gets hit of the 18. Great job in coverage. Coming up to make that tackle, Jaden Davis. But this is what we're talking about. So New Mexico finds their way at the top with San Diego State, with Boise State. Now UNLV's about to get there. I mean, San Diego State had this thing locked up. They win, they host the championship game in the Mountain West Conference, but that's now gone by the wayside. And we're going to see basically the composite average of the computer metrics be what determine the two teams, because they didn't all play each other, and there's going to be a four-way tie at the top, barring an incredible Wolfpack comeback as Steve Chavez Soto fights forward.
This is an interesting drive. Amasone has to get something going offensively. Only one completion to his tight end, Kanan. Has to find his weapons, and they were moving him earlier. I thought they were going to get him out of the pocket to get him comfortable.
Amasone just 1 for 6 with an interception so far. Throws on the run, and it's knocked down out of bounds and taken away.
That was a pick by Hamilton.
My goodness, Azilian Hamilton, his 4th interception, just took it away.
The ball was a little late, but Hamilton, watch the ball skills, Trent, by this young man of getting after the football. The ball is there, the receiver thinks he has it, and Hamilton just comes and takes it. Now, the one thing that Leland Smith could do is go be friendly. Go back to the quarterback so you don't allow him to come underneath. But that's just an excellent hustle play by Hamilton to pick that off.
So a nightmare start for the freshman Amasone, 1 for 7, 2 interceptions. And we're not yet a minute into the second quarter. Warner launching on the first play of the drive, able to convert it, gets to Josiah Freeman, the senior.
This is where you will see this Fresno State team, I think, attack now. Freeman is a guy that, you know, really they get him the ball. They want to use him in certain situations. But I think now they're going to attack this San Jose State defense.
His 5 interceptions lead the team. First from his high school, Soledad, California, to make it Division I college football. It's Speedy Lou. Jukes past the defender, but not much more room to go past that. 2nd and 8.
You know, Trent, you'll go back, and if you look on tape, you'll say, hey, don't throw back in the middle of the field. But again, I always say be friendly to the quarterback. That's a chance for you as a receiver. Help him out. Make that guy run through you so he can't attack the football.
Well, it's an adjustment too. With Amasone, he's a different kind of passer than Walker Egan has been all year long. You're going to see more broken plays and trying to extend plays versus Egan. Everything just felt like it was right on time. 2nd and 8. It's the Donaldson. Stuffed.
Justin Stearns with a nice play.
San Diego native, converted linebacker.
Latu was there, but
so here's a 3rd and 8 and another short field for Fresno State. They have not been able to do anything but field goals, and this is the 3rd straight drive where they began in Spartan territory. Just 2 3rd down completions so far, make it 3 as it goes to Freeman, bounces to the outside, and stopped just shy of the goal line.
Freeman does an outstanding job of yards after the catch. The real key is he's going to get this ball on the inside, and Warner just takes his time, gets it to him in the middle of those defenders, and watch this move. Takes it up the field. Now he's going to take a shot, but he is really trying to get into that end zone.
18-yard gain. Red zone efficiency has been a focal point for the Bulldogs all week in practice. 1st and goal. To the middle. Diving forward and in, Brandon Ramirez.
It's been a guy that's been more of a blocking back, but right there, give him a bone. Able to get in that short yardage situation. Hole was there, and Ramirez just takes advantage of it. Look at the white jerseys pushing everybody back. It's one-on-one. Pollard trying to stop him, but he can't stop him at the end zone.
And for San Jose State, you kind of felt like at some point all of these turnovers, and the 16-yard punt essentially was a turnover as well. And then back-to-back interceptions. They were going to break at some point.
Most points allowed of giveaways, 96. They're first in the FBS. That's not where you want to be.
Not at all, and there's a problem for the Spartans, but the Bulldogs will take it. Take it away. Azillian Hamilton results in a score. Brandon Ramirez fighting forward. Tonight's night in San Jose. Not if you're looking at the scoreboard, though, for the Spartans. The Bulldogs taking advantage of some miscues by the freshman as Ken Nuimatalolo, the winningest coach in Navy history, 18 years there, has come to San Jose, had him in a bowl game last year, and now relying on a freshman quarterback to try to finish the season. A year that had so much promise for San Jose State. Some narrow losses early. Things have slipped away from the Spartans over the course of the season. Talent-wise, they're better than a 3-18 team. But without their quarterback, Egett tonight, the freshman getting an opportunity, and so far, he's had a tough go to begin this game. Just one completion to this point. And Tom Amasone just having a really hard time having success.
Yeah, they're not giving them clean looks. Embry right there with a nice knockdown, and then this interception comes off a tip ball, which generally happens. And again, receivers have to help out, but you cannot be -2 in the turnover margin. They're now -13, and you're not going to win a game when you only complete one pass for 3 yards.
So he is back out there. They put Scudero in motion. They go to Chavez Soto, who's met immediately in the backfield, and coming up for the tackle was Flynn Claypool. And Claypool was all over.
He's the only offense so far. 4 carries for 24 yards. Amasone also had a nice run earlier for 7 yards. But they're one-dimensional, and they're a passing team that can't throw the football right now.
There's Coach Ken Nuimatalolo. And he's almost kind of compared this season to what he had at Navy in 2018 as that pass is caught. Second completion of the game for Amasone, able to get it to Kyrie Scholes.
And that was a nice pass there. On this hash, get it out to Scholes, who also is a guy, when he scrambles, does a good job of making himself available.
Able to get himself open in a scramble situation there, 3rd and 2.
You just have to stack some of those positive plays and get him some throws where he's getting comfortable.
Scudero in motion. They're just trying to get him the football. The pass is low and incomplete, and even in space, Amasone couldn't get it there.
You just have to, it's a long handoff. And I think right there, he tried to throw it too hard. Just give it to him. Let him work with it.
You have to wonder, too. There's Robert McDaniel, the other freshman, on the sideline. It was a battle. Yeah. Amasone or McDaniel, who was going to be the quarterback to start this game? Amasone believed to be the more dynamic quarterback, uses his legs. McDaniel's got the better arm. And you have to wonder how much longer they'll stick with Amasone, and if San Jose State is going to give McDaniel a look here in this game. Mala'ulu sees that one bounce inside the 10. He got a touch, and it's picked up by San Jose State. I was touched by Fresno, and it's down to the 1. They'll say it's going to be Fresno football. I guess it's Womack that was first because of the initial touch.
And that's usually where a returner will try to go up and make a play on it. But it was touched earlier.
First touch by the kicking team on the 30-yard line. First down on 30-yard line.
They're going to have the ball at the 30 where that touch happened. So it'll be from the 30-yard line where this drive will begin after a 37-yard punt. We see where this touch was. Goes down inside the 1, but it's from the 30 where the Bulldogs will take over. Four-way tie between New Mexico, Boise State, San Diego State, and if UNLV continues to cruise against Nevada, they will be part of it. And we should hear early tomorrow morning. The handoff goes to Arsenault. Trying to bounce to the outside, he's still going. Eventually met by Caleb Presley. Fresno State has been in their share of Mountain West championship games. Nobody, of course, has won more than Boise State. Fresno State with 3 right there since 2013.
Yeah, the probability and statistics class I took in class in college is not gonna help me with that even. With all the permutations that they're gonna have, the computer has to sort it out.
There's a bunch of different computer rankings they use. They basically take the composite of all of it. The league does as E.J. Warner completes the pass to Mala'ulu. He gets close to midfield before he's taken down. 15-yard gain.
Sorry about that, Trent. EJ is now 8 of 10, 80% passing, looking comfortable, making really good decisions with the football.
This drive for the Bulldogs began at the 30. That's their worst starting field position of the night. They have had so many plays.
Well, and you're asking your defense to do so much. A defense that's trying to get it done has a new defense coordinator. They're playing hard, but it's hard to play from behind like this.
To the outside and taken down. Coming up for it was Revis.
Revis, they talk about an insert player, meaning he can come in as a free safety, play linebacker. He can do different things, but he can also knock your block off. Watch 20 come downhill in open field. Boom! Hey, man, I'm going to let you know, Avid, I'm here. Again, look at him coming down and just being disruptive. A tackle for loss, which puts them behind the chains. This is what you have to do if you're San Jose State.
2nd and 16 for Warner. Rolling to his right, throw over the middle is caught. Not enough for a first down, but a big pickup. Jalen Powell-Williams.
And this mouthpiece is flying out. And that was a really nice throw by Warner. Got a guy coming back to you. You just fired in there to him.
You know, we mentioned a moment ago the field position for Fresno State coming into this drive. They had run 24 plays on offense. 20 of them were in San Jose State territory, and that's where they are now. 3rd and 3. After Mala'ulu's catch. Sets up 3rd and short. Warner back over the middle, and it's taken away. Intercepted. Pollard all the way to the house. Touchdown, Spartans.
Whenever you think you have the game going, you can't lose focus. Jordan Pollard has been all over the field, and this is how you make an exclamation point. Senior night, I'm not giving up, guys. Let's go. E.J. Warner, we talked about him not turning the football over. You can't do it right there.
11th interception of the season for E.J. Warner. Turnovers have been an issue all year long for Warner, and that one just brought San Jose State back into this game. Dennis Lynch will attempt the PAT and drills it. 6-point game.
When you have a guy like Pollard who can make plays all over the field, this is what you have to do. You have to show up. Senior night, get the ball right there for me. I'm going to the house. I might take this all the way back to San Francisco, but I'm scoring, baby.
Looking forward to it. Meanwhile, Jordan Pollard has been looking forward to senior night for some time. Just had the pick 6, 7 tackles, 1 for a loss, 4 of them solo. That interception, the first of the year. And the former lacrosse player, about as physical of a lacrosse player as you're going to get, is now taking his talents to the gridiron and is showing out on his senior night for San Jose State to get the Spartans back into this game. Mala'ulu is the returner. He takes it from the 2, has a bit of a seam, gets past the 25, where the Bulldogs will take over. And man, you talk about what this young man has done, a leader in so many ways for San Jose State.
Jim Brown was probably a better lacrosse player than he was football player, if you want to go back in time. But I would say this, the things you have to do in lacrosse, had I ever saw that in Texas growing up, I probably would have been playing lacrosse instead of baseball. And
he's been here really through all of this. And, you know, it's funny, talking to him early in the year, you know, they kept having these 7 and 6 seasons, getting the bowl games, or nothing more than that. Donaldson gains 8 yards on first down. And, you know, coming into this year, so many expectations, and it has been a struggle for San Jose State, no question. But he has really been that consistent leader that's carried the defense through a lot, including a change of coordinator 2 weeks ago.
He really has. He has played well, and tonight, Nofu Fana is also, both of those guys have really done a nice job on the interior of this defense.
This is Donaldson. Hesitation. Loses the football, and San Jose State picks it up. The turnovers changing the tide tonight, and Sparty gets it back. Rivas.
-2, and now they're turning it into an even game. And man, this is why it's so good. Apollo Williams is going to just take the ball away. You got a person down. Watch number 7 come in and just strip the ball out. This is how you have to do it. They haven't done a lot of that this year. They haven't, coming in, they only had 11 game turnovers, 5 fumbles and 6 interceptions. They now have another interception tonight and another forced fumble and a fumble recovery.
This San Jose State team led the Mountain West with 28 turnovers forced a year ago. Coming into this game, just 11. They were ranked 100th in FBS in forcing turnovers. Now they have 2, and will get the ball back down 6. But the injured player, Jake Tarwater, a little slow to get up.
Yeah, Tarwater is such a valuable weapon, not only in the pass game, but the run game for them.
And he has helped off the senior from South Lake Tahoe High School, Sequoias Junior College. He's come to Fresno State. He's a talented tight end. He and Beecham. And when you think about this San Jose State team, now a change at quarterback. Robert McDaniel is going to come in, the UCLA transfer. Played at UCLA in the spring when Nico Iamaleota showed up. He came to San Jose State. His first pass is complete to the outside. Who else but Danny Scudero, and momentum for San Jose State.
He and Joey Aguilar both left UCLA when Iamaleota got there, and we watched him in warm-ups. We all said the ball comes out of his hand. That was an excellent throw, putting it in position for the Scudero to pick up the first down or to get positive yards.
Quad bunch on the far side. McDaniel, who's definitely the better passer. Now he's going to show his legs and gets the first down.
Robert McDaniel
Only needed a yard, but a flag.
Yeah, it's a different San Jose State team now. This is what turnovers can do to you. Momentum is fickle, and it ain't loyal.
Fresno State was in complete control. They were getting short fields. Credit the San Jose State defense. They'll hold them to a couple of field goals early, but then a touchdown. They jump out 13-0.
Holding, number 1, defense. 10 yards out.
Wow, a defensive hold.
Wow. In a play where Jakari Embry is way back in the backfield. And again, mistakes by Fresno State.
Danny Scudero now in the backfield to the left of McDaniel. The true freshman, a former 4-star recruit. Flips it to Scudero outside, dangerous 50-50 ball, but it's out of bounds anyway. The pressure came from Claypool.
Scudero has 141 targets coming into the night's game.
So this is Robert McDaniel, 6'2", 200 pounds. They talk about how he has a big arm, but still some work to do with the playbook. So now it'll be interesting to see how Craig Stutzman manages that. But his arm talent is impressive. 2nd and 10. Dangerous pass, nearly picked off. Tierney was all over it.
Whenever you have those in-cutting routes, and oh my goodness.
And both quarterbacks have had their share of some moments. Amasone, 2 interceptions. McDaniel's had 2 that could have been.
Tierney should have had that. He's going the other way, the transfer from Northern Illinois, who played for Nick Benedetto at North.
San Jose State just 1 for 5 on 3rd down. Pass is knocked down, incomplete. Closing in, Jadon Pearson, the senior from Gilbert.
A really nice job by Pearson of getting that hand up. 6th year, 5th school, knows a lot of football in there. And actually, Jazon Jax was also there as well.
A 43-yard try for Dennis Lynch because it's on the right hash. The left-footed kicker puts it up and does not get it there. The kicking game has been problematic for San Jose State all year. They're 12 for 23 now on the year. As Lynch misses that one, they've used Matthias Brown from the other hash. But Dennis Lynch either didn't get all of it or it got touched. No, he just didn't get it, got underneath it.
Everything was good. The snap, the hold, just the kick.
Ends up being short and wide to the left.
Sometimes my golf game is like that. And I'm a lefty.
I'll stay away. Well, from the 25, Arsenault takes the give. 8-yard gain.
Trent Arsenault is one of those explosive guys. I mean, you and I both said, like, he flashes. He doesn't get a lot of touches. But when he does, he makes the most of it.
He had a 58-yard touchdown run he broke off against Wyoming 2 weeks ago that really sealed that victory against the Cowboys.
They've had 3 games where they rushed for 200 yards or more. Georgia Southern, and then also Wyoming.
Tumbling all over the field tonight is Brandon Ramirez, and it's been Pollard that sent him end over end twice now. That time for a first down. The time before that was a touchdown.
Well, I like what Josh Davis, the offensive coordinator, is doing. After you had a couple of turnovers, things don't go your way. You continue to establish the run. You know, and that's the one thing this Fresno State team feels that they can do against San Jose State.
And Fresno State has had their share of quarterback controversy as well, with E.J. Warner being the starting quarterback to begin the year, lost the job after throwing 3 interceptions and a loss against Colorado State. Carson Conklin took over, and he won a couple games. Conklin did, but threw 2 interceptions in the loss against San Diego State. Now E.J. Warner has the job back.
Well, their passing game was what they were really concerned with, but they want to run the football. I mean, you've got, you know, an offensive coordinator and a head coach that are both committed to the run game, but they can throw the ball as well. You just can't throw it to the other team.
Warner on the play action goes to the right, completes it. Able to get it to the freshman Harold Duvall, Fresno native, and a first down.
A good juggler. Usually good receivers can juggle well, and this young freshman, they want to get him the ball more. 2 catches coming into today's game, and really want to see him thrive in this offense even more.
Ramirez just a mouth shut, go to work kind of tailback, and we've seen him end up in the end zone once already. He's in the backfield now and takes the handoff from Warner. Fights through a tackle. He's used some man strength.
Trent, I want you to watch. There was about a 2 or 3 yard displacement of the offensive line. Those white jerseys coming off and moving the San Jose State team back. I mean, it was just, he didn't get touched until he was 2 or 3 yards down the field. Watch the O-line come off the ball. Look at all these white jerseys. He doesn't get touched until he's 2 or 3. The interior of that line has just done a nice job of displacing some of these big guys on the inside.
2nd and 6. Arsenault waiting for his space. Doesn't really come.
Joke about Fresno State having played them, and San Jose State has become a team now that's the physicality part of it. Fresno State just kind of reminds you of if you're eating 2 or 3 year old beef jerky. It's just stale and tough and all of that. Whether it's Jim Sweeney, Pat Hill, Tedford, and now Matt Entz. Skipper was their interim coach, who I thought did a really nice job while he was here. Matt Entz now takes over this position. Still that physical toughness that they like to have.
3rd and 4, back to Gilliam. The leading rusher for the Bulldogs last year gets real close to that first down line. We'll see if they end up marking him short. They will. Jordan Pollard comes up for yet another tackle.
Coming close to the 2-minute timeout, but I'll tell you this, the leg drive by Gilliam was impressive on that last run.
So it'll be 4th and 1 when we come back. Fresno State trying to take that momentum back. They're up by 6 late in the first half. Battle for the Valley in San Jose tonight, where Fresno State leads the Spartans by 6. Matt Entz leading this Bulldog team. They're going to be going bowling, already bowl eligible. As E.J. Warner in this Bulldog offense now comes out on 4th and 1. Jordan Pollard has been incredible in this first half, trying to stop this Fresno State team. Bulldogs 1 for 1 on 4th down tonight.
He's been a one-man wrecking show. But let's see if Fresno State can get this conversion on 4th down.
Fresno State's been one of the worst teams in the country on 4th down this year as Warner dives forward and has it. Well, at least that looks like the initial mark. We'll see where this ball gets spotted. Matt Entz thinks it's a first down. Different reaction on the San Jose State sideline. And where the referee was coming up, looked like that'd be a first, and it is. Here's the thing about Fresno State coming into this game, where they've been on 4th down. They're 129th in the country, but San Jose State's 4th down defense is 132nd in the country.
And there's only, what, 133?
Yeah. So there you go. And so far, the Bulldogs are 2 for 2. 1st and 10 for Warner. Threw a pick 6 on the last drive. That time leads Freeman to the end zone. Touchdown, Fresno State. 37 yards.
Outstanding throw by E.J. Warner. And Freeman sets it up so nicely to give him the opportunity to get the ball to him and score that touchdown.
6th touchdown grab of the year for Freeman.
He's working like a skinny post. And right there, he does just enough on Rivas to get him off kilter and then work back on the inside. That ball was thrown perfectly and a really nice route by Freeman.
So the Bulldogs are going to go for 2 here. Spomer, the center. Now lead that charge, and you see the muscle flex, that strength of Fresno State. As the play clock was getting pretty deep, and a timeout called by Fresno State to avoid getting pushed back 5 yards. Inside of 2 minutes to go here in this half. Here's a look at what's coming up on the State Farm Halftime Show. You can join Mike Hill, Chris Peterson, and Bruce Feldman for some highlights of the game. Ohio State, Michigan. And then you got Oregon, Washington highlights, LSU, Oklahoma, Miami, Pittsburgh. And we'll take a look at the big picture as we head into conference title games. It's all coming up on the State Farm Halftime Show.
The thing with Fresno State, it makes sense. If you're struggling with getting personnel in, use that time out there and just make sure you have what you need.
So from the pistol comes E.J. Warner. Fresno 1 for 3 this season, going for 2. End around, wide open. Josiah Freeman can waltz into the end zone. Gets the 6 and the 2.
It was so, that play right there, they go with a tackle over, they move everything over to the left and make you think they're going that way, and Freeman just coming back around the edge. You have a bunch of 2-point conversion plays, but watch everybody is gone. There's nobody on that back end. He has Richie Anderson, and Anderson is the only one that may touch him when he gets into the end zone.
Josiah Freeman, the senior, stepping up. Big night already. 5 catches for 72 yards in the score, plus the 2-point conversion. as Fresno State goes up 21-7.
Yeah, they saw something in film study that just told them if we do this motion and move over, this is going to be wide open for us.
E.J. Warner atoning for the pick six with an excellent pass to Freeman.
Well, and the run game got him comfortable. Remember, they did a healthy dose of run in that drive and just set everything up for that nice touchdown pass.
And Warner, to his credit, has been pretty good in this game. I mean, he's 12 for 15. He had the one real bad pass that got taken to the house. Johnson calls fair catch. And San Jose State comes back out. We'll see who's going to be at quarterback, and it looks like another quarterback change. Xavier Ward now getting the look, their third quarterback tonight. And it has been a struggle for the Spartans offensively. And you look at the way this game has gone for a top 10 passing offense in the country has not looked the part tonight without Walker Egan, who had surgery earlier this week. Done for the season. Of course, not playing tonight on the free play. The conversion to Kyrie Scholes, a catch short of the marker, but a flag. Xavier Ward has gotten some looks already this year. He was the backup, struggled in the Air Force game, but is familiar with Stutzman. They were together at Washington State.
Defense, offsides. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, second down.
He played at Washington State before that, Sam Houston. And another guy, when you watch him warm-ups, you know, looks like he throws the ball well. He just has to execute in this situation. You're so far behind. The defense knows that you have to throw the football.
Neither freshman looked comfortable for San Jose State, and now they're turning to their senior, who's had trouble protecting the football. He pump fakes, tucks and goes, and has the first down.
Well, you're hoping that his experience will allow you. You think about this offense. The only scoring they've had is Jordan Pollard. He's been your best offense so far. So you've got to find ways to manufacture and stack some passes. Get it to 10, get it to 4, get it to 1. Make sure those guys get involved in the passing game.
Coming into this game, 4 for 11 with an interception on the season. Completed his first pass. Now it's time in the pocket, throw over the middle, gets it right to who he wants. Tuli Tagovailoa Amosa, a freshman, long play.
Xavier Ward's pass is complete.
They're going to go fast because the ball looked like it may have hit the ground, so I would say go fast anyway.
Yeah, they don't want to get this reviewed. To his cousin, Tuli, with that last reception. First down, just throws it away, trying to get to Leland Smith, but the pressure was on. Braca coming up all over Ward.
Very nice throw. But did the ball hit the ground as he went down? He secured it, though. Really nice job of getting the hands underneath it.
Looks like a catch.
Yeah, that was a really outstanding job by Tagovailoa Amosa.
So now 2nd and 10 for Ward. First big play of the game offensively for San Jose State. And that is in and out of the hands. Tuli Tagovailoa. Tagovailoa, that is.
Yeah, you got a chance here. You got to make this one.
Yeah, the freshman made the tough one.
Sometimes you get locked in on that, on the ones that are harder for you.
3rd and 10. Third quarterback of the game, Ward, gets it to Smith. That's going to bring up out of 4th and 4. We'll see where they mark it. The kicking game has been problematic for San Jose State all season already tonight, and have to think they're going to probably go for it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this situation, you've got to find any way to get some offense, and your kicking game this is not for them right now. They can't make this.
So Xavier Ward leading the way, second timeout. Again, Walker Egan, who's not here tonight, a senior that has just been everything, and one of the leading passers in the country, leads the Mountain West, top 10 in all of the FBS, this spread and shred has relied on Egan. First they tried Amasone, then McDaniel tonight. Now Xavier Ward gets the look and will go on 4th down.
Well, and this is the last game for Coach Kenya Matalolo and his team, so you're trying to find something to give you a spark.
Credit to Matt Entz's defense as well. Danny Scudero has not even sniffed the football tonight, and he is arguably the best player on the field. Fresno State showing all kinds of pressure. And they bring the house through the hands. Corey Foreman had that one in his pocket. It slipped, and a turnover anyway as Fresno State's getting it back.
The transfer from USC had every opportunity to turn that the other way, and just doesn't come up with the catch. He may have played a little tight end in high school, but moved him to defense because of that right there. And Xavier Ward knows that's not a good throw. I can't make that.
So less than a minute to go in this opening half. Fresno State with the ball, up 2 scores. And Fresno State will get the ball back to start the second half. So that was an important 4th down for San Jose State. You knew it was anyway, but they have just not been able to find any kind of consistency on offense. Donaldson met in the backfield for a loss. Solomone Longy's there. JC All-American at Snow Junior College. Snow College, a powerhouse at the JUCO level in Utah.
You always hear about players out of Snow Junior College.
San Jose State has several of them.
You know, Laney College right in Oakland. Another one.
So we'll see if they want to play. They will. It's going to go to Brandon Ramirez, and that's going to be what takes us to the end of the first half. Fresno State taking advantage of some turnovers. The only score, the pick 6 for the Spartans. And the Bulldogs have a 2-touchdown lead here heading into halftime. 21-7. Fresno State leading San Jose State. Hey, coming up after the short break, we're going to take you to Mike Hill, Chris Peterson, and Bruce Feldman in Los Angeles with the State Farm halftime show. All Bulldogs after 30 minutes tonight in the battle for the Valley here, Mountain West College Football after dark on FS1. Back at CEFCU Stadium, there's Ken Niumatalolo, the head coach of San Jose State, trying to figure out how his Spartan offense can get back on track. Tonight, it's been all about the Bulldogs. E.J. Warner and Fresno State. Warner made the one big mistake, but outside of that has been very, very good for the Bulldogs here, at least one half into this game here on the final night of the college football regular season. He's Charles Arbuckle. My name is Trent Rush. And boy, Charles, you look at this first half, the turnovers really were the story for both teams, especially the issues for San Jose State.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at San Jose State, that's been their MO all year. They've been trying not to have that happen, but when it does, it seems to compound and hurt them even more so.
But then on the other side, it was a turnover for Fresno State that ended up being the best play the Spartans had in that first half.
Well, Jordan Pollard really got this thing going, getting in there, knifing in tackle for loss. And that play you talked about, E.J. Warner was rolling, and then Jordan Pollard said, no, I'm taking this one back to the house. That's really been their only offense, Jordan Pollard, consistency. And then you look at Fresno State, they wanted to run the football. They're doing that. They've got that offensive line really moving and leaning on people. You can see the Ramirez going in there for the touchdown. But I think the other thing is it set E.J. Warner up so he could throw the football and be effective to Freeman late in that second quarter. And I think that's the real key as to why they've been playing better.
I mean, that San Jose State defense was holding as best they could, but so many short fields for Fresno State ended up being the difference. I mean, you look at some of these numbers, dominated on the ground, did the Bulldogs, and then also that time of possession, a dramatic advantage for Fresno State.
Yeah, they were able to have some methodical drives and really take the ball away. Both teams I like what the penalties show, but the turnovers have been such a big difference for Fresno versus San Jose State.
The other question is who's going to be the quarterback for San Jose State starting the second half. Matt Entz has said it doesn't matter who it is. I got my team in control. That's McIntyre getting some warm-up tosses in now. Fresno State will get the football to start the second half as Ken Niumatalolo sees this Spartan offense trying to sort things out. Will it be Ward? Will it be McIntyre? We'll see if Amasone comes back at any point. McDaniel, that is.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who it's going to be. And I think the real key is whoever it is has to help them get some things going.
Yeah, but between Robert McDaniel and the job that he has done, McDaniel clearly has the arm. Xavier Ward is kind of a do-everything senior. Amasone, the freshman, he's got the legs. But really, it's about how can this San Jose State defense slow down the rushing attack of Fresno State. The Bulldogs putting together a lot of methodical drives, have controlled much of this game. Matthias Brown will kick off for the Spartans. Bulldogs, again, have the football to start the second half. Malulu will take it from inside the 5. Trying to get a bit of a seam, but he's brought down at the 20. And now we'll see this Fresno State offense. At this point, 2-touchdown lead second half. That ground attack has been good, but also a lot of consistency for E.J. Warren.
Yeah, 10 of 12. You're able to really put together a nice, easy drive and throw the ball around and get it to your weapons. I think that's really been the key.
Really just the one mistake. Donaldson gets the handoff. Is met right around the line of scrimmage, gains 1.
Yeah, and they've stayed committed to the run, which then sets them up. That's the 28th carry on the ground. Only averaging 3.3 yards. But I always tell people it's how many times you're going to run and make sure you do it. Be committed to it.
These two schools only about 150 miles apart in this battle for the Valley. One of the better rivalries in the state of California. Warner looks to pass, steps up in the pocket, has to run now. Gets hit, takes a shot at the end of the play. That gains 5 yards.
You know, the other thing with this offense, I thought we would see Jordan Brown, who we haven't seen, but also Harold Duvall has played some, Freeman. These are third downs where they've been able to find Abbott. And, you know, it's interesting, this offense doesn't have one key guy. They've got a lot of different receivers that can make plays for them.
Fresno State 3 for 9 on third down. 3rd and 4, Warner steps up, able to hit Abbott, and that's a first down and a little shimmy at the end of the play after 8 yards.
Really nice dig route, get to the top and come back down, and Warner able to fire that ball in there for that first down.
It's kind of interesting, too. These two teams, 2 schools, 2 cities. You got Fresno State, agricultural heartland of America kind of a place, versus Silicon Valley and San Jose, the tech capital of the world. And the teams kind of reflect the towns they're in. Very blue-collar team is Fresno State as Gilliam moves his way forward for a gain of 3. And then this San Jose State team that's been so reliant on that, you know, West Coast offense style. There's so many coaches that have been through here, Bill Walsh, Dick Vermeil, that aerial attack.
Well, and you think about Ken Niumatalolo when he was at Hawaii and Navy, they were more of a ground team. So he does want to have physicality with his passing attack, but they just haven't been able to settle on one guy for that consistency.
Certainly since Egan got hurt. That's Brock Liam, the 6'5" sophomore, that takes it in.
They're really high on Liam and what he's going to be able to do. He's a sophomore, a little bit nicked up, not all the way back. You can see that knee brace on.
Yeah, this is just the 3rd game back for Liam, who's been dealing with injuries all year. 3rd and 5.
We saw Tarwater go down earlier, so I don't know if we'll see him back in the lineup.
Warner, time of the pocket's running out. and he is brought down in the backfield. Solomon Longy teams up with Justin Stearns.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Stearns of getting in there. And this team doesn't have a lot of sacks, but they dialed up the pressure on Warner. He had nowhere to go. Look at the coverage behind him. He's looking, doesn't have anywhere to go. And then you can just see them converge on him. Really nice job by that defense.
Jariah Moe was in there as well. Verdugo gets the punt away. Back to return, it's Thomas. This one takes a bounce towards the end zone. A Fresno State bounce, a long field for San Jose State when they come back. They got the stop, but a 57-yard punt hasn't been deep. Tama Amasone as the quarterback for San Jose State, and it did not go well. Had that pass nearly taken away by Embry, and then this one did get taken away. Knocked in the air. Harris delivers, and just one completion before Zillion Hamilton comes up. And for Amasone, he had more completions to Fresno State than he had to his own teammates, and it did not go well. Xavier Ward now at quarterback for a while. We saw Robert McDaniel for a drive. And it has been a shuffle under center for San Jose State in the absence of their star quarterback, Walker Egan, who got hurt last week. Worst field position of the night for San Jose State. First down, incompletion, trying to get it to Danny Scudero, who really has not seen the football tonight.
And as a receiver, when you have different quarterbacks going in, the cadence can be different. Everything is different for you. So you got to get comfortable in that situation. Scudero, a former baseball player, is used to catching things, being a center fielder, but he hadn't had a lot of balls thrown his way.
Well, Scudero, one reception. They're trying to get it to him, but on 10 targets, just one reception. And Steven Chavez Soto has really been the bulk of the offense for San Jose State. He just went 17 yards.
That was a nice run by him. Patience and then exploding through the hole. And we said that earlier. He was the key weapon on offense in the first half.
So here's Ward. Again, we'll see if they try to get it to Scudero. Dangerous pass off the hands of Scholes was behind him.
Well, the problem is on these quick slants and the interior routes, they're putting their hands up and is not allowing a clean passing window. I think that time Jaden Pearson got his hand in the passing lane.
The whole San Jose State identity of their offense, the spread and shred, it's a passing offense. But their only success right now has come on the ground. It's another freshman, Chavez Soto. They put the tight end in motion. Ward looking deep. That was knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Plenty of pressure there coming up for it. Julius Gandy.
Yeah, these offensive linemen, when they have such wide splits that when guys are getting by them, they're getting close to the quarterback and just being able to put those hands up and disrupt the passing window.
It was actually Dijon Lafitte that was there to knock it down. Big number 44. And now a 3rd and 10 and a passing situation again for Ward. Rolls out, throw on the run is well short, and interception by Tierney. Tierney now has a lot of room to go to the 35. And the 3rd interception of the night for the Fresno State defense. Their 17th of the season, leads the Mountain West, top 10 in the country, and it has been the difference in this game.
Poor decision there by Ward. I know he was trying to go to Scudero, but that ball hung in the air way too long, and it made it easy for Tierney. He's trying to go to number 10, and he's running, and you can see he doesn't get enough on the football. And Tierney looked like the receiver there. Had a chance at a pick earlier, and that time it came to him, and that was a gift. You talk about Thanksgiving, and then you want Christmas. Christmas came early for Tierney.
That the 11th target, Scudero's direction, and he has just one reception, and he hasn't had drops. Just trying to get it to him, and Arsenault works forward for a couple.
152 targets this season, the most in the FBS. And now he has 85 catches on those 150 plus targets.
And for San Jose State, I mean, it goes without saying, any team that turns the ball over a lot is going to be in trouble. But for San Jose State, it really has been the exclamation point for what has defined so much of their season. At 3-8 right now, the difference of games when they've protected the football and games where they have not protected the football has been startling. Arsenal goes in motion. Pass over the middle is to Freeman. Freeman slices through the defense and gets to the 25, gain of 4 yards. And this is the number we're talking about. And the turnover differential for San Jose State. When they've won, +4. When they've lost, -15.
It's easy to understand where their struggles come. And in talking to Coach Ken, he understands it. It's just one of those things, too. I think when it happens, it becomes such a thing for everybody that it just invades the team in a negative way.
And that's with Walker Egan at one point throwing 275 consecutive passes without an interception.
But he had 9 on the year also. So, you know, it's and that's a lot of it too. When you have guys, when you throw the ball, you're going to have some bad things that happen. But I think it's just so much of a focus on Scudero that teams know that, and they target that as well.
Dylan Lynch has made a couple of field goals already in this game, but trying to make it a 3-possession game here. 41 yards from the right hash. 41-yard attempt. Season long's 43. The kick is up, and it is right down the middle with plenty of leg. Fresno State extends their lead 24-7 on the road to the battle for the Valley. You think about Lane Kiffin and where his journey began as a coach. I'll take you all the way back to his days at Fresno State. As Fresno State will kick off here, Dylan Lynch will be the one to send it away. Hearing the chatter, there could be some kind of news early tomorrow morning. A few folks reporting that. We'll have to wait and see the official word. But how about Lane Kiffin back in the day, early in his coaching career, former backup quarterback. The word is, the legend anyway, Monty, his dad wouldn't let him quit the team, so he had to be a coach. So he went in as a student assistant, rocking that pretty nice goatee as well on that coaching staff.
You know, the thing is, though, we talk about the players kind of ruining the game. His team has an opportunity to go to the college football playoff, and we're talking about him possibly leaving, which is crazy.
Been some big-time coaches that have come through Fresno State. Matt Entz trying to be the next in line. There is a flag in the backfield and around the neighborhood of a possible face mask. Cameron Braca had his hand up in there. We could see call here when Cal McNeil gives us the word in a moment, our referee tonight.
Personal foul, face mask, number 89, defense. 15 yards added to end the run, automatic first down.
It's actually Mordecai Hines that had his hand in there. Just the 3rd penalty of the game.
Pretty clean game so far, and you can see Big 89 winning at the line of scrimmage and reaching out, pulling Chavez Soda face mask.
First set of downs. Ward looking downfield, trying to get it to Scholes, just overthrew him, and another flag.
Scholes was open. A little more air, and that's 6. If it's a holding penalty on the defensive back.
Yeah, we'll see who this is against. Flag was thrown right around the 50-yard line.
Personal foul, face mask, number 1, defense. 15 yards from the previous
Back
spot.
face mask penalties. This time Embry.
They're giving them a lot of free yards. Number 1 down at the bottom of your screen just grabs the face mask. And that slowed him down just enough where he couldn't catch up to the football.
A touchdown could get the Spartans back in this game. Down 17. The offense has not punched it in yet. They've had 14 consecutive scoreless drives, including 8 tonight. Ward trying to change it here. It was deflected. Coming up for it was Cameron Braca.
Braca off the edge. Shows a little athleticism. He gets off, comes hard from the edge to the left of your screen, and all of a sudden you see 22. Showed a little hops there.
Braca's a neat story, a senior from Clovis, local player, Fresno City College, a captain now that began his career as a walk-on. Injured most of last season and has been very productive for Fresno State this year. 2nd and 10. Ward steps through the pocket, sheds a tackle, and another flag. This one in the neighborhood of holding.
Holding, number 74, offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay, 2nd down.
Every time it seems like they're getting something going, you just think, man, 74 right there. He's going to get beat. And you see it late and just the grab and hold. Amani.
Well, penalties have defined this drive. 2nd and 20. Now for Xavier Ward. Looks to the right, trying to get to Scholes. Little short, and a flag at the end of the play. Embry was there, and it looks like this to be pass interference.
Scholes does a good job with his body, forcing Embry to go through him. And that's why that DPI is going to take place.
Pass interference, number 1, defense. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic 1st down.
As a receiver, you're always taught, throttle it down, get your body on him where he has to go through you, and then he pushes and pulls. You don't see it, but he's able to pull him back, and that's why that penalty flag is strong.
So San Jose State has gotten to the 37-yard line thanks to a pair of face mask penalties and now a pass interference.
But they haven't been able to capitalize on this offensively all night.
1st and 10. Offense still looking for their first score. The only points were on a pick 6 from Pollard. And they're finally able to get it to Danny Scudero for just his 2nd catch of the game. Azillian Hamilton's been all over him tonight.
He came flying up to make sure he only had a 5-yard gain instead of anything more.
Can't lose track of 10. Ward. He's going to run and has the first. Jadon Pearson makes the tackle after an 8-yard gain and a 1st down.
Well, Finn Claypool was coming on the backside, and Ward felt that, got out of harm's way, and got the 1st down.
Now with Ward, you could see his eyes. 1st check not there, 2nd check not there. Let's go run. Scudero, top of your screen. Far side. Ward looking all at him. Again for Scudero. Incomplete. And with what Danny Scudero has meant to San Jose State all year long, has threatened the Triple Crown. Averaging close to 8 catches a game, over 100 yards. Tonight, just 2 catches for 13 yards.
Well, Fresno State had the same film that everybody else had, and they knew there was going to be a lot of opportunities going his way, and they had to stop that.
And those 2 receptions, not the result of not trying to get him the football. He's at 14 targets. This is Steve Chavez Soto, who gets brought down on a hearty tackle from Jakari Embry.
Embry took more of the hit than Chavez Soto. But it was a nice tackle. Chavez Soto has quietly put up 50 yards on 8 carries.
3rd and 3. Scudero to the outside. Back to Chavez Soto, and he's short of the marker.
Cameron Braca again. And you think they go for it, especially with the way their kicking game has been.
At the end of the play, Chavez Soto still on the ground. And this will give San Jose State some more time to make this decision. Ken Nui-Matalolo sent his kick team out on this 4th and 2. But Steve Chavez Soto, the freshman out of Orange Lutheran High School, power program down in Southern California, part of that Trinity League. The freshman that started the year on the scout team. On his 2nd career touch, ended up in the end zone in a game against New Mexico, which right now appears to be the signature win for San Jose State this season. As he continues to be in pain, he'll be helped off and will walk off on his own power.
It's the Mountain West Conference Freshman Player of the Week versus Hawaii. So just getting better and better as the season goes on. Here comes late Cameron Braca, and then was the first one there. Then a bunch of Fresno State defenders. And I think this is the wise move.
Yeah, Ward is going to come back out. Vialami Teyu is the running back to the left of Ward. The kicking game has not been good. They're 12 of 23 on the season. This is just their 2nd 4th down try tonight. They missed the 1st. Scudero in motion. Teyu gets the handoff and he's short.
I like the thought, I didn't like the play.
Simeon Harris comes up for the tackle. They go zone read with Teyu with his first touch of the night, and the Bulldog defense holds. San Jose State got some penalties to get deep in Fresno territory, but the Bulldogs won the battle. Scores in the Mountain West Conference. UNLV has gotten a 6-2 in Mountain West action, so that sets up a 4-way tie atop the standings as they roll the battle for Nevada tonight. So New Mexico, San Diego State, Boise State, UNLV, all 6-2, and the computer rankings will sort it out in the morning. Welcome to college football after dark.
It's like the old BCS rankings, right? When you had the computers figure it all out.
There's a few different rankings they use. They take the composite of it. The ball came loose at the end, but the play was called down well before the Spartans picked the football up. 2nd down coming.
But you and I said it first and foremost. San Diego State had the best chance and totally gave that away yesterday. So now all these teams are getting an opportunity. We'll see who the final 2 are.
You really felt like yesterday San Diego State had everything to lose.
Everything. And
everybody else had everything to gain. And that scene in New Mexico yesterday in Albuquerque was spectacular.
It was.
And what Jason Eck has done with that program in year 1, pretty impressive. Fresno State calls a timeout here to set up their offense deep in the clock. 2nd and 7 coming up in a moment. Fresno State with a 24-7 lead. They have the football deep in this 3rd quarter here on the road at San Jose State. As the curtain closes on the Mountain West as we know it, Fresno State on the road at San Jose State up 24-7. Like Matt Entz has talked about, you can get where you want to go by coming through Fresno. Derek Carr, of course, Devontae Adams. Great NFL careers. Jake Haener, of course, 9,000 passing yards, the 2022 Senior Bowl MVP. Quarterback at Fresno State. And Matt Entz in year 1. Trying to pick up win number 8. E.J. Warner pass over the middle, tries to find his tight end Anderson. It's incomplete.
I mean, you think about all the great players that have come out of Fresno State. Devontae Adams is still putting up big numbers in the NFL.
And really, I mean, it started with the Cars.
Yep.
And you know, obviously Derek Carr and Devontae Adams together, and there just have been So many elite players. And the belief really is, if Fresno State is not going to hold you back from going to the NFL. Other guys have done it. All kinds of pressure was on the quarterback, Warner. Trent Dilfer.
Really nice job by Caleb Presley. Transfer out of Washington.
Yeah, I got some Fresno people that have some beef with me saying the car started it when you go back to the Trent Dilfer days. And I know it goes back even further than that. Think about Pat Hill's team and that 05 near upset over USC when the Trojans were on top of the world at the time. Thomas back to return. Good kick all the way to the 30. Will be returned. Breaks a tackle and gets to the 39-yard line. And Fresno State, for so many years, has just been, like Boise State, especially lately, has dominated. But, man, Fresno State in the Mountain West, 4 championships. Year 1, 2012, they come into the league. They get to share the title right away. Over 100 wins, 9 bowl appearances, top 25, 6 different times. I mean, the Bulldogs have a very proud program.
Yeah.
And have been a key part of the Mountain West for a number of years. So Steve Chavez Soto, who left the game hobbling on the last drive. Now it's Teyu who gets the handoff. Jaden Pearson with the first contact before Jaden Davis ends up making the tackle. 7-yard gain.
Really nice job by Teyu of finding the hole and getting through it. Nicknamed Juju.
Ward gets it to Scudero, and Scudero has the first down.
It's one of the first times we've seen Danny have a chance to catch the ball and then explode through.
I think if you were to ask Craig Stutzman before the game on how he envisioned the offense rolling, plays like that to Scudero probably what he had in mind.
Sister Megan is a soccer player at UCLA, or has played soccer at UCLA, so he's got an athletic family, baseball player. Talked about a lot about that as a center fielder, helping him in football.
Learning how to be so reactionary. Got to have a high IQ. Off-balance throw from Ward. Trying to get it to Kane and incomplete.
And you know this from covering as much baseball as you have. I played growing up through high school. It's a sport where you're going to fail. You got to have mentality. Your mentality has to be really strong because, you know, if you go 3 for 10, that's a great day. If you go 4 for 10, you're in the Hall of Fame.
So true. And just the read-react nature of center field and making decisions at the plate. I mean, we had a chance to sit down with Danny Scudero yesterday, and he talked a lot about that, how important that's been for his development. For a player that didn't even begin playing football until he was a junior in high school. That's 3 years ago.
Yeah. And I tell people all the time, I can remember Hunter Renfro, who was a walk-on at Clemson, was a baseball player and runs some of the best routes. You hear guys talking about how he gets open. Danny Scudero is a very, very accomplished route runner. He doesn't just catch the ball. That's why he gets open, because some of the things that he's learned how to do on the baseball field is carried over and translated to his football field.
3rd and 7 for Ward. Scudero in the slot. Has a seam into double coverage, incomplete.
He set that up really nicely by working outside and then working up the field. There's pressure on Ward, who couldn't get the ball right to him. There's going to be just a massive shot that he takes. Wow.
Yeah, it came in and drilled it.
And see that how Danny Scudero sets it up. Just the ball is a little high, but you can see why it's high, because Ward got annihilated.
And there were 4 red helmets within about 5 yards of Scudero. All had him surrounded on that play.
For the review for targeting.
So now they're going to look at this for targeting at the end of the play with the hit on the quarterback. Not a flag on the field, but now they're going to review this. and see where the hit was. Noah had the pressure. It was a hard hit on Ward. Where did it get him? That's a hit to the helmet, face mask area, and the neck.
Generally, by the letter of the law, see why they would call up from the booth up top. Did he lunge, not the crown of the helmet, but anywhere in the head and neck area of the defenseless player?
Certainly defenseless there, and certainly to the head and neck area. Nearly took the helmet off of Xavier Ward. And they will say no targeting. They're going to uphold this. What was on the field. But the thing about it was he didn't have the crown, which is key.
Targeting to me is kind of like pass interference. As many times as you see it, you can think it's going to go one way or the other. Fortunately for Yaya, it doesn't go against him.
So it sets up 4th down, and San Jose State down 17 with 2 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter on a night where their offense has done very little. Will punt here.
Yeah, their defense is just, any points that they've manufactured have had to come on defense. They just haven't been able to get anything going offensively.
Yeah, what a job Nick Benedetto and this Fresno State defense have done. Fair catch called to the 10. But I mean, this has been one of the best passing defenses in all of college football, and where they rank in the Mountain West is among the very best. And Matt Entz, defensive-minded guy, won 2 national titles at North Dakota State with that hard-nosed defensive approach, has brought that toughness to Fresno.
Well, in a program that already thinks of themselves as a tough, physical DNA kind of team.
Brandon Ramirez takes the handoff. You know, you kind of wonder for Fresno State, it's been an outstanding year, and, you know, trying to pick up their 8th win, and they have a chance potentially at 9 if they could go win their bowl game. But, you know, there's fans at Fresno saying, man, if you just could have won at Colorado State, if you just wouldn't have lost at home against Utah State, what this year could have been, as much success as they've had, you know the Bulldogs feel like they left 2 out there this year.
That Utah State game was one, too, you look at. They were controlling it in the first half, and it totally flipped on them.
2nd and 3. It's to Ramirez. Ramirez likes doing the flips, I think, is part of the deal. Our gymnast of the night. And there's the defensive coordinator for Fresno State. Nick Benedetto came over from Northern Illinois, was part of that team that beat Notre Dame last year at a top 30 defense. Now comes to Fresno and has carried so much of that over. Northern Illinois soon to join the Mountain West. Duvall in motion. They go to that bruising back. Ramirez gains a yard. Jordan Pollard there, who had an outstanding first half. It would have been impossible for him to have a second half to match the first. Makes the tackle.
15 total tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, and 1 interception. Can't say he's not leaving it all on the field.
No, on his senior night, he has brought it, and that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Final quarter of the season for our FS1 college football coverage, the nightcap on one of the great weekends on the college football calendar. 24-7, Fresno State leading San Jose State. And tonight, the turnovers have been such a big part of the story. That interception, the 3rd for the Bulldogs tonight, here on College Football After Dark on FS1. It's been all Fresno State tonight in the battle for the Valley. The Bulldogs have dominated this rivalry of late. Before they head to a bowl game, Matt Entz trying to make one last impression as Ken Nui-Matalolo just had a hard time sorting it out offensively without Walker Egan. And the Bulldogs, methodically, offensively, have had the ball twice as much as San Jose State has tonight. Brandon Ramirez in the backfield has stepped up in this game. First it was Donaldson, Rashawn Luke had some carries. Arsenal, Gilliam, they've gone 5 really tonight. This is Ramirez. 2nd and 9, gets 5 yards to bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, you got a guy down.
And this is Edward Fanua, a junior from Orange High School down in Southern California, who was injured in the spring and summer, has dealt with so many injuries, finally feeling like he's healthy, has been that much of the year.
And they said he was finally starting to get healthy and playing great in the run game.
All right, with an injured player on the field, we'll step aside for a moment with Fresno State up 24-7. The versatile guard, Edward Fanua, got rolled up on at the end of that last play, is headed to the sideline with some help.
And even when you have these braces on, it just, the mass of humanity falling on the back of your legs just makes it so difficult.
And just, you feel for him. He dealt with the injury, battled through it. Now in the final game of the regular season, the junior with an early exit. 3rd and 5 now. Fresno State 4 for 13 on 3rd down. Warner steps up, lowers the shoulder, and then loses the football at the end of the play. And it was forced by Jordan Pollard, who's created so much tonight for San Jose State. Wow, what a turn of events.
Man. Warner fighting for extra yards, but Jordan Pollard again has been everywhere. Look, stripping the ball out before he goes down, and he falls on Jordan Pollard. The guy's just pulling. Pollard's pulling him down and taking the ball as he goes down.
What an effort.
Wow.
3rd turnover of the game, 2nd by Pollard for San Jose State. And the Spartans have a little bit of life here early on in this 4th quarter. In their final game of the year, Xavier Ward rolling to his left, tucks it and gets hit.
The minute he hesitated, I was concerned for him. And Logan Stute is going to come over the top 18. And he slows down, and Stute just goes through him.
Really good job by Stute, too, to make sure that he's not hitting him in the helmet and the head area. Set the shoulder.
Yep, Zepper was there underneath number 9, but Stute just came over the top.
Well, Ward takes the shot, stays in. Here he goes. Shotgun set, 2nd and 10. Pocket closing quickly. Spins out, now directing traffic. He's gonna go. Gets hit again. Coming up for the tackle this time was Cameron Braca, 2-yard gain.
It's interesting tonight. I've got a couple of former players that I played with at UCLA. Their sons are now either playing or Justin Bailey. Jeff Bailey was the offensive lineman when I played at UCLA. He's a defensive analyst. He has to be happy, along with Benedetto, of what's happening. And Jordan Brown, I played offense with his dad, Ryan Brown. So a few Bruins on that Fresno State staff and team.
San Jose State's converted just 1 3rd down in this game. They're 1 for 10. Ward over the middle, finds Scudero! And now Scudero scoots to the end zone, takes a shot at the end, and it'll be marked down at the 1 on a 36-yard gain.
You have an injured player on the field. Scudero, you think he's going to get in. He slows down just enough that Tierney just says, okay, I'm going to keep you out of the end zone. Wow.
I don't think Scudero thought that Tierney was going to hit him there. I think he thought he had the touchdown and ends up being a half a step short. And now that's Nate Hale, another lineman from the city of Orange. He was at Orange Lutheran. slow to get up. He's finally healthy this week. He's had a bunch of injuries over the course of this season, and when he's been out, San Jose State's offensive line has not been the same. But how about Danny Scudero?
Oh, man. I mean, the physicality and Tierney just saying, no, I'm not going to let you in, because I think you're right. I think Scudero slowed down just enough, thinking he was going to get into the end zone.
That tells you something, too, about the Bulldogs. They do not quit on any play. Longest play of the night for the San Jose State offense. That was the 17th target to Scudero. It's Teyu in the backfield to the left of Ward. There goes Scudero in motion. Snap was low. Teyu hit at the line. Wow. It's very close, and he's going to be marked short.
This Fresno State defense is saying, okay, we have held this offense out all game, and the snap was low. So Ward does a nice job of collecting it and getting it up to Teyu, but the exchange was almost tricky there as well. It throws the timing off when you have to go down low and try to come up and then also zone read it or make sure if you want to pull it if you're the quarterback.
Spartans only need about a foot. They'll go from the shotgun on 2nd and goal. Scudero in motion. Ward to the tight end, Kane. He stopped short. Wow. What a stand for the Bulldogs. Pearson brought the heat. Embry with the drop.
I don't know why they won't get under center and just sneak this at this point. But this is an excellent play by Jakari Embry. This is what you want to see from a cornerback. You want to see them come up, come off his man. He's in coverage, and then.
But does the ball cross the goal line?
Looks like it crossed. Yeah, it looked like it crossed.
Wow, they'll say it was short though. And again from the shotgun on 3rd and goal. Play clock winding down. Scudero, the handoff. Teyu, this time he's in.
They had to score twice on that drive.
I mean, Scudero couldn't have been any closer. Kane looked like he was in, and Teyu says, you know what, I'll take care of it. He gets the touchdown. And with 11 minutes to go in this game, San Jose State has done enough to stay in it.
Trent, how much harder do you have to work, though, when you get in the shotgun and you see teams struggle to score when they get in the scoring position?
Dennis Lynch will kick the PAT. Just a short field goal earlier. Hits that point after. But Fresno State's lead cut to 10. E.J. Warner trying to get the extra yards. Puts it on the turf. And the Spartans make the Bulldogs pay, muscling in for the score. On FS1 during the week, Spartan band feeling a little energy. San Jose State trying to climb back in this game. Finally, their offense punches one in. Inside of 11 minutes remaining, Brown's kick goes into the end zone. And Fresno State will come out and will have to come up with an answer for Jordan Pollard on his senior night. Has delivered like a senior sensation.
17 tackles, total tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. This pick 6 was huge. Only offense that they had for a while until he did something else with the forced fumble on E.J. Warner to then put them in position. This guy has been playing like a Tasmanian devil, and that lacrosse showing up all over the field.
Just relentless effort. You mentioned the 17 tackles. That ties a career high. As Arsenault finally gets drugged down by Caleb Presley, the Washington transfer. But what a night for Pollard, who had an incredible first half, and you thought in the second half he couldn't possibly match it, and then he gets a strip that leads to a score. And really, you can say that Jordan Pollard has created the offense for San Jose State, literally with the pick 6 and then the forced fumble that ended up leading to the only offense, the only touchdown San Jose State's had tonight. It's Elijah Gilliam. Gilliam's got a bit of a seam, and Gilliam's off and running. Into Spartan territory inside the 30. Isaiah Rivas finally brought him down.
Well, they're going to start a healthy dose of this with Gilliam. Nice blocking there. Got the tight end coming back on the backside. He sees the lane. Instead of going play side, he cuts backside, and there's no one back home.
39 yards on that run for Elijah Gilliam. The leading tailback for the Bulldogs last year has had to accept a new role this year. Josh Davis, the offensive coordinator, has really praised that acceptance. Now here's Jonathan Arsenault, who was also a key tailback last season. He gets the handoff now and is met behind the line of scrimmage. Drives the legs forward and ends up gaining a yard.
Jordan Pollard was the first guy there. And you got to think about this. Usually we say quarterbacks are responsible for touchdowns. We need to say that about Jordan Pollard tonight. He's responsible for all the points that San Jose State has scored.
Yeah, where would the Spartans be without Pollard?
And Fresno State now starting to get to that magical 200-yard mark. 42 rushes, 186 yards. I figured they'd be about 50 rushes by the end of the night, and they're getting real close.
This is Gilliam. And Gilliam now took that Brandon Ramirez, who gets the first down. And you're starting to feel like the Bulldogs are wearing down the Spartans.
It's like Rocky when he was in the ribs, just going to the cow, just punching them in the ribs. That's what's happening right now.
A Bulldog bludgeoning.
But you got a team that's had the defense out there for a long time. And now the Fresno State Bulldogs understand that. And they say, we're going to just give you, there's 43 rushes, 196. We're going to get to 200. But we're going to just make you feel everything that we bring to you.
Gilliam.
And the running backs are picking the areas to go. You can see the surge of white jerseys just pushing those black jerseys off the mark. And Gilliam, Arsenault, Ramirez, just pick your poison. They're gonna find a lane and they're gonna hit it.
In baseball, they call it a shutdown inning. When you score some runs and the pitcher comes out and puts up a 0. San Jose State finally gets on the board, but now no shutdown. It's the Bulldogs marching down the other way. Freeman in motion. Handoff goes to Arsenault. Slips through a tackle and gets down to the 2-yard line.
Skirted through there. And this, again, offensive line, man on a man, hat on a hat. And then you got the tight end coming around, and that's a good block. Pollard's trying to take it to him. But Arsenault just sneaks back there. And this offense just wearing them out now. Up to 210 rushing yards, 4.7 yards per carry.
7th play of the drive, they've all been runs. First and goal from the 2. Warner from the pistol. Another run. And a touchdown for Elijah Gilliam, his 4th of the season.
When you have to answer and you know your only way to do it, you're up to 45 rushes, 210 yards, and a touchdown. And it was all runs. That was 8 runs on that drive. And it was an exclamation point.
Fresno State has just worn down San Jose State with time of possession. At some point, it was going to give. That drive, 7 plays, 75 yards in 4 minutes and 2 seconds, and results in 6, make it 7 from Dylan Lynch with a PAT. 31-14. Fresno State makes it a 3-score game, but a flag at the end of the play.
6:67 to go in the 4th quarter. Fresno State 31.
So we'll see who this is on at the end here.
Might be a little frustration on the San Jose State side.
Personal foul, leaping, gets the defense. 15 yards be added to the kickoff. Timeout on the field.
Everything going the Bulldog way in this battle for the Valley on the road tonight. Fresno State with that exclamation point on the ground from Elijah Gilliam for 6. Warner from San Jose, California, where it's Fresno State who's traveled 150 miles in this battle for the Valley rivalry game. Matt Entz's team dominating. And just when they give up a score for the first time all night, Ken Nui-Mazzololo's team couldn't get a stop on the other side. And this is a rivalry that's not going anywhere. The Valley Cup will continue through 2034. There's a few years in there where there's not going to be a game, but these teams will be right back here at CEFCU Stadium next season. So just because they're changing conferences doesn't mean the rivalry is disappearing. It's a squib kick, free ball saved at about the 17-yard line. When the new Mountain West comes into play, and we're going to see a restructure of this league next season. UTEP, Northern Illinois, headed along with several others. Air Force, Hawaii, Nevada, New Mexico, they're coming back, as is San Jose State, UNLV, mentioned UTEP in Northern Illinois, Wyoming also returning, and that's what the Mountain West is going to look like next season. Such a competitive, fun league. And while there are some good teams like Fresno State that are departing, the new Mountain West has a chance to be a whole lot of fun, as it is now. This has been such a competitive conference, to the tune of 4 teams at 6-2 tied atop the standings.
You figure the last year of the old structure, you figured there was going to be something crazy. The last few years, every time we have kind of come to the very end of the season, you see something a little bit screwy.
You know, it's funny, there's 4 teams tied at the top, and Fresno State and Hawaii probably feel like they should be in that same mix. There's really like 6 teams there. Sir Autry is the tailback. Steve Chavez Soto still out. Ward will get it to Sir Autry for his first touch of the year. Gains a couple of yards. You know, the fourth quarter has not been kind to San Jose State this year. They've been outscored 115-49 in the fourth quarter. That 66-point differential is 6th worst in the FBS. And again tonight, just kind of feels like this San Jose State squad's been worn down by the Bulldogs.
Well, if your defense is there having to play so many of these games late, that's going to happen to you.
Ward looking over the middle, and it's intercepted. Taken by Jaden Davis, the 4th pick of the game for this Fresno State defense. The Fresno native, Bullard High School, gets his first interception of the year. And that's now 18 on the season for Fresno State as a team.
He read that so well and just came underneath. Almost like he baited him into throwing that ball. Jaden Davis going to be lurking back there. He goes to the first read, comes back to the second. Knows he has pressure from Claypool. And Davis comes over and sees those eyes. Watch 11. Hustles to the ball. Nice job. J.D. Williams, former Bulldog himself, 1st-round pick with the Buffalo Bills. We butted heads quite a bit in the league when I was with the Colts.
Arsenault shedding some tackles inside the 20, gains a couple. For San Jose State, maybe a feeling of what could have been. They missed some kicks early in the year against Central Michigan and Stanford. They make those kicks. They start the year 4-1 with a good look at Texas. It just didn't go that way, and as those close games kind of worn on this team, they have not been the same squad in the second half of the season.
Whenever you see teams that just struggle like this, there's somewhere in the season where those bumps hit the road and they can't never get the car back on the road.
Handoff to Freeman, the wide receiver. Ends up gaining a yard. It's the 14th consecutive run for Fresno State. So it's like they've told E.J. Warner, all right, you've turned it over twice. Just make sure the backs get the football.
Well, Josh Davis, the offensive coordinator, South Dakota State from 23 to 24. It's another FCS team that was able to, you know, unseat North Dakota State. That it's just interesting to watch those FCS playoffs and how that shakes out.
Also, inside of 5 minutes to go,
you're going to run the football.
Run the football. Up 3 scores. Gilliam, another run play to the 15.
Well, and you have the backs that can do it. Your offensive line, they love it right now because that's what they want to do. They want to just lean on people. Pass protection can be violent and aggressive, but running the football, you know what you're gonna do.
Dylan Lynch has made all 3 of his tries so far. This one from 33 yards, right in his wheelhouse. There's 1 miss inside the 40 this year. And that field goal is up and through, makes it a 20-point lead for Fresno State as that ground attack continues to result in points for the Bulldogs. And even in this quarter, we're seeing it. They're just handoff, 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 and they are just driving it down.
This is their 4th game where they had 200 or more yards, and you can see this quarter. And before the game, I think I told you, I said, you know, I know they're going to rush the football. 50 was the number that I was looking at. They're at 49. 96 yards in this quarter.
I mean, wow. San Jose State just kind of run out of gas. And there's Matt Entz there. I mean, we're talking about, I think, one of the big name up-and-coming coaches. And we've seen really good ones come through Fresno State. Kalen DeBoer, the big one lately, obviously, to get to Alabama.
His Alabama team beat Auburn, who was game. Auburn was driving late, and Alabama was able to get the ball and finish that game. Ken Niumatalolo can't be, he's got to be happy with a guy like Jordan Pollard, but there's so many different things you need to do, and he's going to work on. He's been a very, very good head coach for a long time. I can see them turning this thing around.
Well, you know, he points to his year at Navy in 2018. They went 3-10. They used a new quarterback at the end of the year. That new quarterback ended up being Malcolm Perry. And the very next year, they went from 3-10 to 11-2, won the Liberty Bowl. In the current format, that Navy team in 2019 probably would have been the Group of 5 representative in the playoff. And he was able to turn it very quick there. And now we'll be tasked with trying to do that here at San Jose State.
He's been a builder wherever he is, and a guy that puts a program together really nicely. That's why he's here at San Jose State.
So this is Ward. Over the middle. Interception number 5 on the night. Number 2 for number 5, Simeon Harris.
Sometimes they say when it rains, it pours. And from a turnover perspective, that has really started to change. And this Fresno State team is taking advantage of every ball that's put in the air.
For the San Jose State team, I mean, so much centered around Walker Egan, even coming into this year. And not having him here tonight has been problematic. Ward has had a turnover issue really every time he's gotten an opportunity. The game started with Amasoni having his turnover trouble. Saw Robert McDaniel for a drive. Now you have to kind of wonder, what's the plan for next year? And I know that the hope with San Jose State probably was that Amasoni was going to be the one to get that look. Maybe he does still get that chance.
Yeah, I think you're going to give him an opportunity because he'll have now a chance to work in the spring and off season and be ready for fall camp. And I think that's the real key you have to look at. How can you develop him and get him in a position where he's ready to play and show the legs that he has and be able to do it with his arm as well.
Just the takeaways this year for Fresno State. Brandon Ramirez is a short gain. I mean, that's 19 interceptions now on the season for this Fresno State defense. As Matt Entz is not just leading the Mountain West, but a top 10 in the country coming into tonight, and then you add 5 to that total.
You know, the one thing they wanted more of, this Fresno State defense, is fumble recoveries. They felt like they were getting interceptions, but weren't getting as many. Usually when you get to that 30-35 mark of takeaways, you're really on to something. But to get so far, if you look at what they've been able to do, 5 interceptions tonight. It's incredible.
Arsenault on 3rd down. Loses the football, got it back. 4th and short and coming. Nick Benedetto, the defensive coordinator for Fresno State, talks about just the efforts being the biggest reason. And it's not just about the interception itself, it's everything that goes into it. The pressure to the quarterback.
Yeah.
And all that as the clock winds down to the 2-minute timeout here in the nightcap of one of the most glorious days on the college football calendar. Tonight, it's been the Bulldogs all night in this battle for the Valley, up 34-14. Take a look at tonight's Smokin' Player of the Game, sponsored by Old Trapper. What's your beef? Josiah Freeman, dominating early on, had the touchdown and converted the 2-pointer.
Freeman showed early on he was going to be the guy and made some plays when this game was still close. Yards after catch, and then this nice touchdown catch from E.J. Warner. He was the key weapon for E.J. Warner early.
You could also make a very good case for the entire Fresno State defense tonight. There are 5 interceptions as Elijah Gilliam breaks off a run and ends up in the end zone. Gilliam, the finishing touch, another score. 34 yards, his 5th of the season, seals it for the Bulldogs.
Now let's give the offensive line a lot of credit. When you rush for 53 times and you have 259 yards and 3 touchdowns, 4.9, that's not anything to scoff at.
Fresno State now up over 2,000 rushing yards on the season. First 2,000-yard rushing season since 2018, back when Jeff Tedford was the head coach at Fresno State. Lynch adds another. 47-14, and Gilliam ends up with 2 in his final regular season game.
Well, you can see great blocking on the inside. Gilliam cuts away and then cuts back, and there's no one home. This offensive line has just been, I mean, just mauling people.
You love it, too, for Gilliam. I mean, he got so many carries last year. Very different role for him this year with Donaldson and Luke and Arsenault and Ramirez. But then tonight, gets rewarded with 2 touchdowns in this game and over 50 rushing attempts tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was a thing that they talked about needing to do, and you could tell after losing to Utah State, when they had the game in control, that Josh Davis and the staff were going to find every way possible to get a lead and then just pound the football.
This 4th quarter for Fresno State, they've scored 17 points on 16 plays. They've all been rushing 137 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. In the 4th quarter alone.
There's nothing passive about running the football. It isn't. It's like, hey, I'm going to move you off of your spot, and I'm going to run right here, and you got to do something to stop it.
So the final minute 52 of the season for San Jose State. Fresno State will have one more game. They'll play in a bowl game. We'll see where they end up. Matt Entz was asked if he was a Snoop Dogg fan in his weekly press conference this week. He said, yeah, I'm a fan of some of his older stuff.
Was it in relation to Speedy?
Well, could be in relation to the Arizona Bowl that Snoop Dogg hosts.
Who Rayshawn Luke played on his Pop Warner team when he was a young pup.
Teo breaks through a tackle. Jaden Davis finally able to bring him down, and there was a little bit of a shove at the end of the play, and one of the all-time acting jobs when a defensive back shoves an offensive lineman down and the O lineman goes flying. We're not that far from Hollywood. No flag. Ward has been out there, the senior, in his final game. Turnovers been an issue. Trying to make the most of his one last drive as Teo gets the first down.
Teo is showing some burst.
Ward, the 3 interceptions tonight. Now down to the last minute. For San Jose State, it'll be about picking up the pieces next season. Who can they bring in? How can they make adjustments? They lost 2 coordinators 2 weeks ago. For Fresno State, a build as they head to a new conference with some momentum in Matt Entz's first season. Teo bullies forward, 8-yard gain, and there's Matt Entz, who's 35 seconds away from his 8th win of the season, a chance to make it 9 in year number 1, and an emphatic victory in a rivalry game on the road at San Jose State.
Well, you can't ask for anything more in order to get that trophy that everybody talks about. That was the first thing he started with in his press conference to start the week.
A final statement in the final game for Fresno in the Mountain West Conference. Final snap, it's a handoff to Teo. He gets into Fresno State territory as the scoreboard goes to zeros. Fresno State 41, San Jose State 14, as Matt Entz has the Bulldogs bowling. And tonight, they take home a trophy in the battle for the Valley. Charles, you look at this Fresno State team, everything they've accomplished in this Mountain West Conference, and tonight in this rivalry game, when San Jose State looked like they were showing some life early in the 4th quarter, got there, but then it ends up being completely controlled by the Bulldogs.
Well, the minute they decided to say, look, we're going to run the football and we're going to stay committed to the run, that totally changed the complexion of this game. And you could tell that's what Fresno State wanted to do, and that's what they were bound and determined to do to get out of this win and not have the same thing happen that happened last week to them at Utah State.
A reminder, tomorrow on Fox, Matthew Stafford and the Rams battle the Panthers, or Justin Jefferson and the Vikings take on Sam Darnold and the Seahawks, or other regional action. Check your local listings for the game in your area, only on Fox. My partner, Charles Arbuckle. My name is Trent Rush on behalf of our entire crew. Once again, our final tonight, Fresno State 41, San Jose State 14 in the battle for the Valley. Have a great rest of your night as we say goodnight from San Jose, California. You've been watching College Football After Dark on FS1.
Stars are on the outside, and you can tell they